Book of Heaven, Volume 24, June 20th, 1928. God is one single act, example of the Son. One who lives in the divine will, lives in this single act, and feels all of its effects. Value of that which is done in the divine will. How Jesus, who had always been with his mother, moved away when he carried out his public life. Application to the soul. My abandonment in the supreme fiat and my flight in all of its acts are continuous. And while going around in the creation, I was thinking of the order and harmony of all things, and of the multiplicity of the acts of the eternal volition in the whole universe. But while I was thinking of this, my always lovable Jesus told me,
"My daughter, God is one single act, and if many acts can be seen in creation, they are nothing other than the effects of the one act of God. It happens as to the sun. The sun is one, its light is one, but as its light touches the earth and rapidly extends over it, the effects of it are innumerable. It can be said that it produces a distinct effect over each thing it touches. Distinct in the color, in the sweetness, and in the substance it infuses in each thing it touches with its hands of light. It seems that the sun creates many subsequent acts, one more beautiful than the other, but it is not true. They are nothing other than the effects of its one act of light. In fact, the strength of one single act has the virtue of producing many effects, as if they were many subsequent and distinct acts, as indeed they are. So, everything you see in the whole universe are nothing other than the effects of the one single act of God. And because it is one single act, it possesses the virtue of order and harmony in all the effects it produces. The same happens with the soul who lives in my divine will. By living in the one act of God, she feels all the effects of that single act of God in all of her acts. She feels within herself the order, the harmony, the beauty, the strength of the one divine act which, more than light, produces so many effects that she feels heavens, suns, seas, flowery fields, and everything good present in heaven and on earth being produced in her acts. What can one who lives in my will not enclose of what is great, of what is good? Everything. She is the true sun which, in whatever it does and touches, produces various tints of beauty, of sweetness, of goodness, and of multiple effects, because all of its acts hang upon the one act of the one who created it.
After this, I was thinking of the great good that what is done in the divine will encloses. It's great good. And my sweet Jesus added,
"My daughter, that which is done in my divine will encloses an incalculable value. It is as if the soul had two scale pans in her hands, placing in each pan an object of equal weight and of equal value. One is the weight of these objects, one the value, one the price that she can collect. Now in one pan God places his will, in the other the soul places what she does in it. As the two pans rise, they remain perfectly balanced, and they both elevate to the same level because, since the will of God and that of the soul are one, wherever it operates, whether in God or in the creature, one is the value. My will alone elevates the soul to the likeness of her Creator. What is done in it places her in the order of the divine works."
After this, I was feeling oppressed, and I thought to myself, what a change. Before my sweet Jesus would come always, it seemed that he was unable to, nor could be without me. And now, days upon days, and he does not hasten at all, nor does he run toward me as he used to do before, when he sees that I cannot take any more. It seems that when he comes, it is to say things that regard his fiat. It seems that this alone interests him. My extreme need of him no longer makes a breach into him. Now, while I was thinking of this and other things, he moved in my interior and told me,
"My daughter, I am behaving with you as I did with my mama. During my life, we always lived life together, except for the 3 days when I was lost. As for the rest, wherever the mother was, there was the son, and wherever the son was, there was the mother. We were inseparable. Then, when the fulfillment of redemption came and I had to carry out my public life, we separated. even though the one will that animated us kept us always identified with each other. However, it is certain that our persons were far away from each other. One was in one place, one in another. And since true love is unable to, nor can be separated for too long from the beloved, because they feel the irresistible need to rest, one within the other, and to confide to each other their secrets, the outcome of their undertakings and their sorrows, this is why, now I would make my little escapes to see her again. Now the Queen Mother would leave her nest to see again her son who wounded her from afar, and again we would separate to give course to the work of redemption. So I am doing with you. Before, I used to be with you always, as indeed I am still now, but since we must work for the kingdom of my divine will, and you must fling yourself into its acts, the work seems to move us away from each other. And while you work, I work in preparing more work for you to do, by making known to you more things regarding my fiat and that which you must follow in it. But I come back often to receive and to give you rest. Therefore do not be surprised. This is required by the great work of the fiat voluntas tua on earth as it is in heaven. So trust me and do not fear.